Hey, it's Chris Voice live with Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah.
Jimmy. Yeah. I want to give some credits to, who should I give credits to today? The Andrews Sisters have Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Okay.
And we did Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy at the beginning of the show.
Oh, cool.
I love Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. They even played that when I was in high school. It tells you how old I was.
You're 73, aren't you?
Damn near it. Like I said, I dread the day my son comes up to the front door, knocks on it, never saw him before in my life, and says, God, Dad, you look old.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you? Anyway, Jim E.
Yeah.
Why do they call you Jim E?
Oh, I didn't think you'd ask that. Well,
well, everybody wants to know.
It's a when you try to sign up for something on online and you put in Jimmy, there's already a Jimmy there, and they always say no, you can't use that name. So you try Jim E with an E, JAMME, and no, someone's already done that too. So eventually I added 3 E's, and it took that. So on several sites, and there's other people that did the same thing. So there's several Jim E's online, but yeah, I mean it was a.
So how exactly do you spell that?
It's JIMMEE, capital EEE. It's it's 2
That's
words.
why it's Jimmy. All the bloggers got your other name.
My first name's Jim. My last name is E.
That's kind of like the Chris Voice thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like Mr. T.
I'm Pity the Fool.
I am Jim E.
I'll be Jim E.
Anyway, moving right along.
As we move and pray. All right.
You didn't ask me where I was.
You're right. I was getting to that. I got it on a list. Where are you today?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well,
today I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sioux Falls, it's 30-something degrees out. It's really cold and rainy and not real pretty. But
where are you drinking at?
I'm in a little place. I think I was in one of these coffee shops before. It's called Caribou Coffee. It's a little coffee shop. It's on 115th Street, and it's not far from the Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is a little store out here that it's kind of. I think it's like a grocery store, like a big old grocery store.
How did you end up in the middle of Sioux Falls?
You know, you always ask those kinds of questions. I've got
there's a standard textbook answer. It's from Mortimer Snerd. I don't know. Well, somebody just put me there. I was walking down the street and they just grabbed me.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was just I'm looking for the most boring town in America. That's what it is.
You found it.
Galveston was pretty good last week. It was super boring because it was windy and everyone had abandoned the coast. Nobody was there, even though the coffee shop sounded full.
Well, listen. I'm going to just mute out for a minute. You can carry the show.
Yeah, I actually have a story here about a guy who a man admits to trying to open a jet door mid-flight, and you know how much I love flying. So this story is right up my
right up your circular vein.
Yeah,
heart pumping, loud stomping. Talk to me about that, because I heard about that. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. A man could face up to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to trying to open a passenger jet door mid-flight. He was on a Continental Airlines flight from Houston to Chicago. And this was May 8th, so it was a while back. He's on in court is what the reason it came back again. He tried to open the door. Passengers and crew members eventually subdued him, and the flight was diverted to Lambert Airport in St. Louis. In related news, for the next few weeks, I'll be calling to the show from a small villa in San Quentin, California.
See y'all later. I'm just on a jet. I got a jet. See you later.
I was just stepping out to get a little fresh air, and everyone got all upset. I don't know what they were talking.
At about 558 miles per hour. Yeah, I'm going to step right out.
Yeah, well. I think the actual story was the guy was distraught over a relationship or something, wanted to commit suicide.
So he thought he'd take everybody.
And he can get. They're debating whether he's going to get 20 years.
Larry, the producer, is calling me. I've got to go get some material. I'll be right back.
All right. I've got another story here about a woman caught making meth inside a South Tulsa Walmart. The Tulsa police arrested a 45-year-old woman for mixing chemicals to make meth inside a South Tulsa Walmart. The police say a surveillance video picked up the woman in the store after 6 hours. After 6 hours, they noticed she was acting suspicious. No one was evacuated, but she was mixing some pretty heavy-duty chemicals, from what I understand. And I actually tried this myself once. I was making a frozen pizza and a strawberry smoothie in the Walmart appliance department, but that's not what got me into trouble. The employees didn't like that I was wearing a Walmart shorty robe and Walmart bunny slippers while I was waiting for my lunch. So they did take me out of the store, gave me a warning, and told me that I was banned from the store for the next 6 months. So that's just the way those things work.
Hey,
hello,
hey.
hello.
Y'all in there?
Hello.
Y'all making jokes? I heard you're all making jokes in there.
Oh no.
What?
Hey, Cooter, how are you?
I'm all right, but I was going to call and no one answered the phone.
You just have to
I was
come
looking
in.
for Chris' voice, and I find you.
Yeah, well, Chris is out of the studio right now. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, that's all right. I've got some stuff for you. I mean, I heard you looking for stuff, so I brought some stuff.
Well, what do you have for us, Cooter?
Well, there's TMZ.
Yeah,
I mean, they called me up at TMZ and they said, "Look, you got to take this over there real quick."
Okay.
Now, I can't read past 8th grade, so you're gonna have to forgive me.
Just read the small words.
The is.
Okay, this is going to be a long segment. Okay.
K I am Kim. Car. Wait a minute. You spell car with a C.
That's right. It's just a misspelling. That's okay. You're very smart to catch that. Thank you.
She bought Liz Taylor's bracelets. I know because I saw the picture.
Oh, cool.
And she thinks that jewelry has energy or something. It's just weird.
Oh, really?
But she bought it for like a lot of money. Of course, I can't count past one. But I mean, there's a lot of numbers there, and that's just wrong. I tell you.
Well,
all right. I got this one though. I got this one. This is all good on me. I got this. All right, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Because I saw it. See, I watched TMZ. Joan Rivers. She's ecstatic because her daughter's dating a porn king. I want to be court jester.
Yeah, well. I
Well,
don't know.
if she's dating him. He's got to be rich, right? Right?
I guess he's got money, yeah.
Well, Larry the Cable Guy's my cousin. I'm sure I'm related to her somewhere.
Yeah, very likely, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And guess who's got the next reality show?
You
You don't know?
No.
Clint Eastwood, my hero.
No, seriously?
Oh, seriously? Oh, keep it under your cover, though. Only TMZ knows right now. Clint Eastwood, go ahead, punk. Make my reality show happen.
The guy's 81 years old. I don't know. What could he do that's exciting? Well, he's making movies. Are they going to just follow him around while he's making a movie?
He's got a good-looking daughter.
He's 81. He's got an 18-year-old daughter, it says. Oh, my.
Hey, the man's got it going on.
Yeah, well, good for him.
But I want to meet her at the next family reunion. I think she ought to be out there. Hey, listen, aren't you related? Come on down. Come on down. My next ex, Mrs. Cooter. Right there. I'll tell you right there. That's reality, boy.
Good.
And one more thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
These darn microphones, I can't speak in them for nothing. All right. Who played, here's a trivia question for y'all. Who played Marilyn Monroe.
Um,
Come on, tick-tock time's going.
what do you mean? Who played her?
Who played Marilyn Monroe in the last Marilyn Monroe movie?
Marilyn Monroe. I'm thinking back to the actual Marilyn Monroe movies. So, did someone? Was there a movie that I didn't know about?
Cindy Williams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, little blonde girl.
I don't know anything about her.
I know I've got to be related to her. Anyway, that's all I got, but TMZ wanted me to bring that by.
Oh, cool. Hey, look, could you get if you see Chris out there, could you send him back?
Why?
That's a good.
Why? I still don't take him fishing and tell him to forget all about the show and let you have it.
That's a good.
By the way,
Yes.
Who wants him back? I want to take his place. I'm not. Matter of fact, I locked the door on my way in.
It's a good thing I'm in Sioux Falls today, because I would definitely have the security. As a matter of fact, if I can, let me get on my cell phone, and if I can get the studio there, maybe we can get security to get in there and get you out. I know Chris is probably outside banging on the door right now. And I don't think he's going to be happy to see you.
Here comes Larry with the key. He's got the key. Oh, no, Larry, no, Larry, no.
Yeah,
Larry,
go.
no.
Oh, my. The things we put up with. The things we have to put up with.
Cooter did it again, didn't he?
Yes, it's good thing you got back here. He wasn't going to let you in.
Yeah, I know. I had to get Larry. I went all the way down to Larry's office. I got the scripts and so forth he wanted me to bring in.
I was getting ready to call the office on the cell here and tell them to get over to the studio. It's like nobody knows what's going on over here. I guess they did know, huh? They finally figured it out.
When I came back in and found out that Cooter had the microphone, and he wouldn't let me open the door. Of course, there's two doors, so you don't disrupt the studio door. So there's a door outside the studio door that you have to open up, and it locks. So he locks the door on the way in. And then he's sitting here on the microphone. So I don't have a problem with that, but he doesn't let me in. So it's like I don't want to make any extra noise. So I go back out to Larry and tell him the situation. He grabs the key out of the office. We both walk over here. And there he is.
Well, you know what it sounds like. He might have grabbed your cheat sheet for the day, because he came in with a whole bunch of TMZ stuff.
You know what happened? He came in with those papers. I don't know what he did with them. He came in with that stuff.
Oh, okay, so he brought his own material?
Yeah, he passed me on the way in the hallway.
What a creep.
Why? What did he tell you?
Nothing. Said he loves you.
Yo.
Speaking of Cooter.
What?
There's a monkey in the Mekong River region of Southeast Asia that looks like Elvis.
You have to be kidding me.
They actually
looks like Elvis.
They actually call it the Elvis monkey. He has a hairdo that looks like Elvis. They say, kind of like a pompadour, and which
Okay.
I didn't think. I actually think he looks more like Conan O'Brien, not the character in Schwarzenegger movies. Conan O'Brien. Except he doesn't have red hair. So they're calling it an Elvis monkey. Not the people in the region. They know the monkey. They've seen it before. But when explorers went down there and saw the monkey, they said, "Oh, look! Now we know what Elvis has been doing for the last 20 years." I don't get it. I don't know why they did that, but
I saw Elvis on the tree eating bananas.
I suppose if I took a picture of the monkey,
peanut butter.
put him up on the website, and then we took pictures of Elvis and Conan, and then we could have like a
comparison,
a contest. Who
Pardon me, with a real Elvis, please stand up.
Yeah.
Or the real Conan, which one?
Yeah,
wow. Huh?
What else you got?
I'm looking. Larry gave me a stack of papers of which I can't find anything real to talk about.
Hey, there are more drivers texting at the wheel despite state bans, a study just found. Did you know that? More people.
Yes.
The state bans it, and more people are doing it. And then the National Traffic Safety Board comes out just just in the last day or two, and they want to ban all cell phone calling, even the hands-free phones, right?
Okay.
So you got the picture. More and more people are doing it. The National Traffic Safety Board wants to make it even more difficult to do. And all of a sudden, Wayne State University says that they studied the research that was originally done on cell phone conversations, and they've concluded that the crash risk for cell phone conversations while driving is 1/4 of what was claimed in previous studies, or near that of normal baseline driving, and that since then, many well-controlled studies in real driving situations show that the primary increase in crash risk from portable electronic devices comes from tasks that require the driver to look at the device or operate with their hands. So in other words, it's not as the study that they did that's causing all of these federal and state laws was screwed up.
I don't believe that.
You know?
I don't believe it. I'll tell you why. I was on a ride along with some local police. And we happened to be behind several people who were texting in their car. Mm-hmm. Several. I mean, we're talking, they drove like they were drunk. Oh, I don't know what's worse, the being drunk and not having a fast enough reaction to correct what you're doing, or looking down and texting at the same time.
Texting is different. This is just conversations. What they're saying is that talking on your phone is more dangerous, and so that they're going to. The first one was about texting. You're right, but the National Traffic Safety people want to ban all cell phone use in the car. And these guys at Wayne State, about the same time that they're trying to. What I'm trying to get at, I guess, is the government usually screws this stuff up. They'll get involved in something. They'll make they'll take the results of a study. They'll pass all kinds of laws, and then, oops, sorry, the study was bogus or screwed up. Anyway,
coffee's bad for you. No, coffee's good for you.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm at Starbucks now. Actually, I'm at Caribou.
Caribou, yeah, not Starbucks. We're getting our names mixed up.
Starbucks is actually down the street. It's actually straight up from here. It looked a little boring. It's in a parking lot. It actually is right in. It looks like the parking lot was part of a big church. It's a big Lutheran church, and it's like they're part of the parking lot over there. I don't get it. It's boring. It's a residential area, so I thought I'd back out a little bit. I didn't actually get into the downtown area yet, so. Anyway, I figured that they're in since they're doing this, they might as well also ban pumpkin seeds, because you know that if you eat a pumpkin seed, it can grow in your stomach.
Oh, it can.
Yeah, so the government should probably also ban
pumpkin seeds.
Eating pumpkin seeds. They should ban
sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds.
I mean, you'll have kids running around with pumpkins growing. Watermelon seeds. If you swallow a watermelon seed, a watermelon will grow in your stomach. Yep.
Well, I'm not even going to make the corny, announcement that's what I always thought, that's how women got pregnant, so forget it. All right, moving right along, Three Stooges are coming back.
Yay!
I really want to do one of those voices right now, but I'm not. Well, don't start me. Anyway, the Three Stooges are coming back, and I just saw the trailer. The trailer's funny. But as you know, many movies, they take the funniest parts of the movie out just to show you in the trailer, and the rest of it,
yeah, because
they walks like a dog.
They have 3 minutes of actually good material, and they gotta put it right up front to get you into the studio.
The one guy who plays Mo looks like Jim Carrey, but he's not.
Who I didn't see who. I know the guy that plays Curly. He looks familiar. I've seen him in. There was a TV series that we liked that he was in. I don't remember what it was, but the other two guys, they don't look familiar at all. Who are they?
Well, one name I can't pronounce. It's a good thing you asked me that, because now I can tell people I can't pronounce his name.
Really?
I don't even want to attempt it, but I will, because we're on the show. One is Sean Hayes.
Okay, I don't know Sean Hayes.
Will Sasso.
Wow.
And then let me try to pronounce. His name is Chris. Hang on.
Chris Voice.
Diamantopoulos.
Oh,
How about that?
sounds Greek.
I think I did anyway.
You should be able to pronounce
he
that
does
with
sound
ease.
Greek, and he looks Greek too. So maybe he is. The tall guy that looks like Curly, looks Greek. It may be.
The the Moe and Curly characters got the voice down.
Voice down. Yeah,
Perfect.
I noticed that. I was, that's one thing I was hoping when I saw the trailer. I was hoping that I was actually thinking they couldn't possibly actually have the voices, because that's my thing, right? So I'm going, if they don't have the voices, it's not going to be anything I want to see in the first place.
Yeah, well, it was more than voices. The other thing that they did, and I saw a little bit of a documentary on these guys a while back, and it was the sound effects. The guy that came in with the sound effects, the over-the-top sound effects, they poke each other in the eye, and of course it sounded that real loud plunking like a violin string poking the eye. And they did that. They actually used all those over-the-top sound effects in this thing too, so it might actually work.
The Foley guy got hired right along with him. The guy who did the Foley sounds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Oh, I don't know. No, I can't say that the guy that actually did the sound effects. This actual show was the Three Stooges was back in the 50s, wasn't it? So I doubt
you're going to
the
date
actual
me.
sound effects guy is still alive, but they're using the same type of sound effects, maybe even the same sound effects.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. They probably adopted some of those sound effects for the originals and then created more. But what I saw in the trailer is that they're not in the 50s anymore.
No.
Actually, it's actually the late 40s. And unless you can correct me, I believe it was started in the late 40s.
It was still black and white, yeah. Still black and white television back then.
Yeah.
And and so
my television
they
ran
brought
on
them up into
kerosene
modern
back
days.
then. What's that?
They brought them up into modern times.
Right. And my television back then ran on kerosene. So that was a joke. But the guys are living in modern times, and they're doing these things, and I got a laugh out of the trailer. I was completely surprised and laughingly overwhelmed from some of these trailer cuts. And then, of course, they bring in some of the modern sexism with the sister who swims with this, and we're talking sister,
You say
like
nun. A nun.
A nun, yeah, the nun, who is swimming in a bikini with, of course, her top headroom on. And they asked her if she cut her hair because she looks different. But anyway, the weird part about these guys is it going to work? All right, let's put Academy stuff on this. Is it actually going to work, Jimmy?
Good question. Any of these things can work if they have good material to work with, but just having these guys there, you get over the novelty of seeing the Three Stooges in a modern setting pretty quick. That's not going to carry the show. At first, I think it's going to be, the way that they were brought into the show, the babies on the doorstep of the Catholic, orphanage probably. I get that. Okay. So we're gonna try and do the history of the Three Stooges, and then all of a sudden, they've got to have material to work with. So as soon as they grow up and they start doing a couple little crazy things, the Stooges were funny because they were just stupid. I mean, they had some little storylines and they were shorts. You gotta fill a couple hours with this. What, an hour and a half probably.
Well,
so good luck to you.
Yeah. Good luck, my friend.
It's like, make me laugh. Go ahead, make me laugh.
How long is the movie going to last? Think about it. If I'm going to sit through, let's just say 90 minutes of slapstick humor, there better be some real situations I can laugh at too.
And we saw there was a movie length Maybe there were a couple of them. There was at least one movie-length feature that the Three Stooges did, and it's hard, I mean, they're a 15-minute. They were doing little 15-minute shorts, 10, 15-minute shorts.
Right.
How do you stretch that out into an hour and a half? The movie that I saw, the original Three Stooges, I wasn't that impressed with. I mean, it's cute when they get themselves, they're out in the country and they, something happens, and of course they're bouncing off of each other, and it's crazy. And then they're in a boxing ring and they're bouncing off of each other, and it's funny. And then but each one was a 10-minute, 15-minute situation. How do you do this for an hour and a half? I don't know. How do we do this show for an hour and a half? It's a good thing we only got an hour 45 minutes.
Well, they were regularly doing it at 15-minute spots.
Yeah, that's about it. Was
or
just
10
a little
minutes.
short.
10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah. So they could keep this up, and the scriptwriter could keep thinking up small scripts as they went.
Yeah. And you could throw them in these situations, and the situation's funny until you have to actually go beyond and tell a story with it. It's funny because these guys are so out of place in the circumstances that they find themselves. High society, things kind of.
So you think it'll survive a sequel?
I'm not sure that it'll. I'm not sure it'll survive the first half an hour. I mean, they got to get beyond this trailer. Like all movies do. I mean, it's not just this one, but growing up with the Three Stooges, I was looking for the voices, and they got that down. I was looking for the sound effects, and they got that down. Now they gotta wow me with the story, and
we'll find out.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
it'll be fun to watch.
Okay. The legendary Mythbusters, the guys who proved movies wrong, are in trouble.
Oh gosh!
How'd you like that trailer? Did you like that trailer?
Trailer?
I like that. Yeah. Did you hear that?
Oh, you mean your
I
intro?
I heard the movie voice, man. I'm the movie guy. I'm the movie guy. The legendary
You are the guy.
I am the guy. I'm the voice.
You are the voice.
The legendary Mythbusters, the guys who prove movies wrong, were wrong.
Oh, man. Big time.
What happened? Well, we decided to put this canon together and figured out that, we could shoot stuff out of it. In the middle of a residential area.
Yeah, I mean, they're usually so good when they've got slingshots, automobile-sized slingshots and things like this, and they're usually out in the middle of nowhere. And for some reason, this was very close to human beings, and
very close,
and got out of hand. I guess the cannonball bounced off of it was a cannonball. I heard that it was at a military base, and they were playing with old cannons, retired cannons for Civil War type cannons, that kind of thing.
From what I understood, it was not a military base. It was a residential area, or just blocks away from a residential area.
Well, a base close to a residential area is, best. And again, I might not have any of the facts correct, except the ones that I just saw of the Mythbusters themselves, the two guys, I forget their names. Talking about, apologizing for, gee, I'm sorry we put a hole in your wall, mister.
Well, now everything's okay, though, because they've apologized.
No, they I'm sure that they're going to pay for all of this stuff, and that they're going to reassess their techniques.
Experiment location.
And I'm wondering about the legal ramifications. Let's say the city wants to sue them. Let's say the owners of this house want to sue them. You put my family in jeopardy.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I would sue him. I would fix the holes in the house, and I would donate the rest to charity.
Yeah. It's one thing.
You threaten my family, you are in trouble.
It's one thing if they're deciding that they're going to try to see if they can blow up a toilet or something with someone sitting on it, and they put all of the gear on, and they get in there, and they blow something up, and someone gets hurt. That's what they're, you don't expect it, and because you try to plan for all that stuff.
Well, sure.
But if someone does get hurt, that's what you were doing. But you're just minding your own business, listening to Chris' voice on the radio, and all of a sudden a bowling ball comes through your wall. It's kind of like Martha.
I was just walking down the street and this thing just went right by me and through a wall.
What are you doing in there, Harry? I told you to stop playing around with that stuff. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Walk up to the house and look at the big hole. Hey, man, you got a hole in your house.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and the first report that I saw on it, you could actually see the light, coming out of the... And it didn't even... from what I understand, it was one, I don't know, bowling ball, one bullet. And it didn't actually go into the house. It put a big hole in the wall and then bounced out and hit a minivan and damaged a minivan that someone had just got out of.
Yeah, it went through a minivan or through the top of a minivan down into the passenger seat or something. Like I kind of saw the video on TV.
No, I don't know about...
Excuse me, that's not okay.
I don't know about you, but this is the kind of thing that used to happen in my old neighborhood on around 4th of July. We had one kid in the neighborhood that was a pyrotechnics freak, and he would burn and blow up anything he could get his hands on, and the bigger the better.
Chi-town, yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, it was just...
tough area.
It was mad. No, this was not actually... It was actually a very sedate little suburban city. But this fella just was he's a high school kid at the time, and anything that he could get his hands on that he could burn with or blow up with or whatever, he would find something to burn and blow up. If he got fireworks, he didn't, wasn't all about, look at the pretty light, light it and let it go in the sky. It was, okay, what can I blow up with this thing? What can I tie onto this thing and shoot it into the air and have it come tumbling back down and break into a million pieces? His sister's dolls, cars, toy cars.
Sounds like a normal everyday average kid.
Mikey burned my doll's head.
It sounds like a good friend of mine.
Yeah, wow. Anyway,
these guys are in trouble. Speaking of Chicago, do you remember what we talked about the other show? The UFC fighter he beat up the mugger who tried to mug him.
Yeah, UFC is what? It's a
UFC is he's the cage fighter. He's the guys that out in Las Vegas and so forth that
this is extreme
they fight
fighting.
Each other.
Yeah.
Extreme fighting, yeah.
Yeah, this is not fake wrestling. Although I wouldn't go after one of those guys either.
It's not your grandmother's kind of boxing.
Yeah.
It's remember when they used to just get into the ring? Yeah. Remember when they used to just get in the ring and brawl without falling on the ground and kicking each other?
You mean my brothers and I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did that all the time.
But I mean the fighters, yeah, okay. In the late 40s when they had, softer gloves, and 50s and 60s when they would just get into the ring and do nothing but smack on each other. No strategy, just find out who could, hit who first and, win. Now they can do that, but they get to kick and they get to throw them down and they get to put them in holds and they get to choke them out. This is not your grandpa's or grandmother's boxing. It is totally rearranged. And they do this stuff in cages. And there's some champions. I mean, these guys, when you look at them and you say champion boxer, the man's face is just as pure as a newborn baby. When you say this is a champion UFC fighter, there are scars and cuts and face rearrangements on him. Mm-hmm. He earned his way there.
So was this someone was breaking into his house? Is that what happened?
He was trying to mug him on the street in southwest Chicago. I believe it was southwest. I have to go back to the article now.
Yeah, that's not a good
idea. This guy, I mean, he was probably a 17-year-old kid, and he has some scars on him because he got bare-knuckled.
Yeah, that's not
these
a good
guys,
idea.
A regular boxer in the boxing federation, I think it's called a federation, he has to register his hands and not use his hands against someone. They are lethal weapons.
I suppose he was self-defense, right?
Yes.
So he can do what he wants at that point.
So this kid ends up being the laughingstock of the news media because he decided to mug a UFC fighter.
The wrong guy. Yeah,
and he was high ranked.
I can see that. You kind of feel for the kid. He's just out doing what kids do, mugging people in Chicago, and he doesn't know who this guy is.
My kind of guy.
If you break into his house, that's different. If you're going to break into a house, you kind of got to know what you're doing, who you're going into, right? I mean, you're not going to break into a house with a guy that's got 40 shotguns. So you're a little more careful, but just, bouncing a guy on the street, hey, it happens. Just picked the wrong guy.
Experience, are you?
No, I didn't. No, I wouldn't do anything like that anymore.
Goldie Hawn will not marry Kurt Russell.
What's the point?
You have me there. You have me there. They've been together so long, they might as well already be married.
Yeah, what's the point? It's a ceremony. It just it's someone else telling you that you look good together, and then spending a lot of money and taking pictures.
One person's going to tell me I look good together.
It worked out for them. They got kids, right? 16 or 17 kids.
Oh yeah, and one of them is an actor, if not more. There's Kate Hudson,
and they've been together for quite a while. In a manner of speaking,
Yeah.
So maybe the lesson for Hollywood types is don't bother to get married, live together, and I think they've got an open relationship. Is that what I understand? Do I understand that correctly? Nobody tells me about these things anymore. They used to call me up and they used to talk to me before. Now nobody calls anymore. So I'm not up on all this Hollywood stuff.
Well, it's all about the relationship they've had for 30 years. I mean, they've been together. They've had a few kids. They didn't just punch them out. They actually had kids and had quality family time.
Yeah.
So basically, she doesn't want to get married because what's the point? You've only got a piece of paper that says you're married. Her defense is that it's about the freedom of waking up and in the morning realizing you still want to be with that person. You don't always have to like someone to be with them all the time, but you want to spend that time together with them. And knowing you want to spend that time together, she says, hey, it's okay. And Piers Morgan is the one that interviewed her. And the two of them are just cracking up. She laughed when she said she didn't want to get married. So she obviously doesn't want to get married. Hey, guess what's coming out on the movie screen? Guess what's coming out?
I have no idea.
Actually, it's not the movie screen. It's video.
A video?
Cowboys. Oh. Cowboys. And aliens.
Ah, was that good?
Well, you can blame it on medical marijuana. Starring the guy who does the 007 things.
No, I don't know.
Come on,
who
you know
is.
him. Well, let him look it up then.
Willard Scott.
Is it Willard Scott? Okay, Willard Scott.
No, I don't.
I don't have time to look at his name right now. We're trying to wrap the show.
Oh, okay. I don't have any.
And Harrison Ford, the old cowboy himself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Was he in it?
He was in it.
Okay. Was
and
it
they're
any good?
shooting these alien ships. I don't know. I see a lot of previews. And I saw this preview, umpteen million times.
And you're saying it's coming out on video already?
It's coming out on video.
Well, it means it wasn't very good.
Well, no. Now, when I ran a video store, it was usually 3 to 6 months before a video came out from the movie theaters. So I would say it did a good average. Okay. You'd have to really take a look at it to find out. Go to imdb.com, and you should be able to look that up and find out a bit more, or thereporter.com. But I thought that was kind of cool. The concept of a movie, just a movie itself was kind of cool, but the concept of aliens invading the cowboys. You could think about that as being hokey, but it's the Incas and the Aztecs that have the drawings on the walls of alien ships. Mm-hmm. So go figure. What if they decided to come to our society? Well, in the first place, they knew we were too smart. We already had guns.
Let's see.
Moving right along.
Rotten Tomatoes gave him a 44%.
44%.
50% liked it. Tomato meter is 44%. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but average.
A little less than half.
They're usually pretty good about telling me what, what's good and what's not worth spending money on. Wait until it comes out on Netflix.
Okay, not to get political. Not at all to get political.
Yeah, let's end on a political note.
No,
go for it. Let's go. Come on, say something.
There's a lot of chairs
Say something
changing.
provocative. We're not getting any hits. We might have say something provocative. Let's get into something really.
If I say one thing, somebody's bound to agree.
Yeah, no, you want to say something that people disagree with. They get angry at you and they call in and say, "Hey, we hate you."
Yeah, the first person that would do that would be Cooter.
Cooter. Well, it doesn't matter. Just because we'll get them on the phone too.
It matters if Cooter calls. All right.
If you call into the show and tell us how much you hate us, you will be like a one of our main characters. You're going to be the only person that that even bothers to pay. So call in and tell us how much you hate us. Fine,
call in. Tell us how much. You know who we need? We need Danny Bonaducci. What's his name? God, I can't say his name.
It's you were close enough. Bonaducci.
Bonaducci.
Yeah. Bonaducci.
Bonaducci.
French guy. Yeah. Hey, Danny Bonaducci. Hey, come here. I want to talk to you. Come here.
Come on, Danny. Give us a call. All right. That's who we need. We need Danny on.
Someone. What? To come on and tell us, get off the air.
No, I think we ought to have him on there to help us joke around because I like I said before on the very first show we did, I really like the guy and I don't want him to come on my show tell me how much he doesn't like me. That would be terrible. He could tell me off the show, but don't tell me on don't tell me on the show. All right, listen. Before we go, I want to make an announcement here. Next show we have what is her name? Jennifer Lawson will be coming on from YouTube, and she's going to do an interview with us, or we're going to do an interview with her. We're going to have some fun. She has several covers of other people's stuff out on YouTube, but she also has 2 originals on YouTube. She's waiting for more. And we have her coming next week.
Cool.
On the hopefully note. I mean, she did commit. So, on the hopefully note. And one other thing that I forgot, but I'll use that one excusable word that someone else used. Oops.
Now that was political.
Yeah, but it was fun. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
We all make mistakes.
So we had some stupid and smarts, but we didn't announce stupid or smart on the articles. Jimmy, are you cleared out with your info? Larry's pounded on the window over here.
Yeah, I'm done.
He's saying, wait a minute, you forgot this one. No, we didn't, Larry. Larry, no, we're not doing that one. We have to wrap the show.
Pick up the phone and call security. Don't even waste time with this guy.
No, Larry, our producer.
Oh. I'm sorry. And see, that's going to be a problem.
Not Larry the cable guy's cousin, okay?
I keep mixing those guys up, and that's going to happen one day. I'm going to call security. They're going to take Larry, and Larry's going to throw me off the show. I'm never going to be on the show again.
Larry can deal with it.
This Jimmy out in I don't even know where he was calling from, but he called security on me. You're going to have to keep us apart. I'm going to get in there. You're going to want to knock me out.
Larry can fire us when he gets the when he gets us money. We do this for free. We do this for Larry now because Larry's our producer, at least for the day. I think I'm going to fire him. I'm the boss. Anyway, listen, it's been great. We've had a short show, I think. Well, just about on, aren't we? We've got longer show.
Hours. We went on for hours.
Oh my gosh!
You're gonna have to do a lot of editing.
I'll have a beer after this. All right. Anyway, folks, out in Chris Voice land. Now, oh, by the way, we are known on the search engines as Chris Voice Live. I forgot to say that. We are Chris Voice Live, which is what we are.
Yeah.
But now we're on the search engines. That's kind of cool, dude.
Cool.
Well, at least for me, it flipped my
Look,
way.
I got to go.
You got to go. I got to go, too.
I got to go.
Listen, guys, be careful out there. Drive safe. And remember, if you text and cause an accident, just stop, wave, and say, sorry, was texting.
Yeah.
Be careful out there.
Man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand. Because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A toot, a toot, a toot-a-toot, a toot, he blows it eight to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. He makes the company jump when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He was the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. And when he played boogie woogie bugle, he was dizzy as a bee. And when he plays, he makes the company jump eight to the bar. He's a boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Toot-toot-toot-toot-la-da, toot-la-da, toot-toot, he blows it eight to the bar. You can't blow a note if the bass and guitar isn't with him. The company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He puts the boys to sleep with funky every night and wakes them up the same way in the early bright. They clap their hands and stamp their feet because they know how he plays. When someone gives him a beat, he really breaks it up when he plays reveille.